Did you know that even billion-dollar companies can collapse overnight? Today, we're diving into the biggest business failures in history, stories of ambition, bad decisions, and shocking collapses. Stick around to learn lessons from these failures so you can avoid them in your own ventures. In the world of business, success and failure often go hand in hand. Some of the biggest names in the corporate world rose to fame and fortune, only to come crashing down. These failures weren't just losses, they were colossal mistakes that sent shockwaves across industries, leaving investors, employees, and customers stunned. Let's explore the fascinating stories behind these epic collapses and the valuable lessons they teach us about risk, leadership, and decision-making. First up is the classic tale of Blockbuster Video, the king of home entertainment in the 1990s. At its peak, Blockbuster had over 9,000 stores globally and was the go-to spot for movie rentals. But what happened? Two words: Netflix and hubris. In the early 2000s, Netflix approached Blockbuster, offering to sell their business for just $50 million. Blockbuster laughed them off, thinking their brick-and-mortar stores were invincible. Meanwhile, Netflix bet on a new idea: streaming. Fast forward to today, Netflix dominates the entertainment industry, while Blockbuster is a nostalgic memory, with only one store left. Lesson: never underestimate the power of innovation, and always be willing to adapt to new technologies. Our next story is the fall of Enron, one of the most infamous corporate scandals in history. Once valued at over $60 billion, Enron was an energy company that seemed unstoppable. But behind the scenes, they were cooking the books. Through accounting fraud, they inflated their profits and hid their losses. When the truth came out in 2001, the company collapsed, wiping out thousands of jobs and billions in shareholder wealth. The scandal was so big it led to stricter regulations like the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Lesson: transparency and ethics are critical in business. No amount of financial engineering can cover up dishonesty forever. In 2008, the collapse of Lehman Brothers triggered the global financial crisis. As one of the largest investment banks in the US, Lehman Brothers had been in business for over 150 years. So, how did they fail? Lehman bet heavily on risky subprime mortgages, assuming the housing market would never crash. But when the bubble burst, the firm found itself with billions in toxic assets. With no one willing to bail him out, Lehman filed for bankruptcy, the largest in US history. Lesson: overleveraging and poor risk management can destroy even the most established companies. Next, let's talk about Kodak, the photography giant that once held a 90% market share in film sales. Kodak actually invented the digital camera in 1975, but chose to bury it, fearing it would cannibalize their lucrative film business. That decision cost them dearly. As the world transitioned to digital photography, companies like Canon and Sony took over the market, leaving Kodak behind. By the time Kodak tried to catch up, it was too late, and they filed for bankruptcy in 2012. Lesson: embrace disruption, even if it threatens your current business model. Innovation waits for no one. Our final story is the beloved toy retailer Toys R Us. For decades, it was a paradise for kids and parents alike. However, the company fell into massive debt after a leveraged buyout in 2005. At the same time, online shopping giants like Amazon and Walmart were taking over. Toys R Us failed to adapt to e-commerce trends, and in 2018, they closed all their US stores. Lesson: stay agile and evolve with changing consumer behaviors. Ignoring trends can make even the most iconic brands obsolete. These stories of Blockbuster, Enron, Lehman Brothers, Kodak, and Toys R Us serve as cautionary tales for businesses of all sizes. The common thread: a failure to adapt, poor leadership, and ignoring the warning signs. Whether you're an entrepreneur, investor, or just curious, there's so much to learn from these failures. Success is never guaranteed, but staying innovative, ethical, and adaptable can make all the difference. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating business stories. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think was the biggest mistake these companies made? Let us know. And if you want to hear about more business successes and failures, check out our next video linked here.